Whenever draft season begins, we hear about NBA prospect comparisons, and honestly, these comparisons tend to be wrong over time. I mean, not all offensively raw young players with high defensive upside could be the next Kawhi Leonard. Not every freakishly long and quick wing player is the next Giannis, and not all unathletic long-range shooting point guards are exactly cut out as the next Steph Curry. While coming to the league in 2018, Luka Doncic was seen as a young player from Europe who was extremely talented and had a very unique skill set for a player of his position and frame. But the thing was, scouts didn't really get to compare him to a specific NBA superstar because, to be real, there just weren't a lot of straight-up comparisons to be made because Doncic really did have that kind of maturity and he did play a certain way at his age, which we haven't seen in a lot of young NBA players in the past. And while that was the case with Luka back then, there's actually an NBA prospect from the 2021 NBA draft class who's being heavily compared to him, and that is 6'8" point guard and projected #1 overall pick Cade Cunningham, who honestly could actually be the first player to enter the league after Doncic, who really shares a lot of parallels with him in terms of playstyle, size, and skill set. So what's good, guys? It's Rero Balls here, and today we'll try to break down the obvious similarities with Cade Cunningham and Luka Doncic's game and what those similarities can tell us about how good the potential #1 pick of the 2021 NBA draft could become in the future. But before we move on, if you like content like this, please make sure to hit that like button. It only takes a second of your time, but it definitely helps the channel grow and it will be much appreciated. So let's get to it. Over the past few years, the NBA has been dominated by guys like Kevin Durant, Kawhi Leonard, and LeBron James, all of whom are considered to be the prototypical modern-day NBA forward who can score, play defense, and just basically open up things for their teammates. And when you have a guy like Luka Doncic, who's a 6'7" point guard who fits that kind of mold as well, or at least who looks like someone who has the potential to become an anchor of a championship team because of all the impressive things that he has accomplished in the NBA at a young age, being able to see an even younger player in Cade Cunningham was actually comparable to him in a lot of ways is definitely going to be considered as something special. Well, there's a reason why NBA scouts have picked Cunningham as the consensus best player from this draft class. Well, it's not every day that you see a 6'8" oversized primary ball handler who can already do a lot of things at a high level at a young age. He's someone who can score, play off the ball, facilitate for teammates, and play defense. Basically, he just has the skills and the intangibles that you want to see from someone who's expected to lead an NBA franchise in the future. I mean, if you look at it, not all 19-year-old guys with his physical tools and his skills look like they're NBA ready, because even based on the eye test, you'd see that Cade Cunningham already plays with the poise and the maturity of an experienced pro, which is probably the most obvious quality that he shares with Luka Doncic. And looking at both of their physical profiles and skill sets, the similarities just become more obvious. Doncic is 6'7" and Cade is 6'8". Both are point guards who don't have elite speed or verticality, but both are just able to use their craftiness with the ball, their footwork, and their creativity to score and to create plays for others. And so basically, Luka will definitely be the gold standard in trying to project the ceiling of a player like Cunningham as he enters the NBA. But I think there's sort of a problem here. While at 19 years of age, Cunningham averaged 20 points per game, 6.2 rebounds, and 3.5 assists during his sole college season, which are very identical to that of Luka's 19-year-old stats of 21 points, 7.8 rebounds, and 6.2 assists during his rookie year in the NBA. But I think we shouldn't forget that Doncic entered the league already crowned as an MVP of the EuroLeague, which is considered as the second best basketball league in the world. And not to take anything away from Cade Cunningham, but I think it would really be wrong to project his developmental trajectory while using Luka Doncic as the template, because basically there's a big difference in terms of dominating against college competition like he did and dominating against mostly grown men in a professional setting like Doncic did. So I think it shouldn't really come as a surprise if ever Cade doesn't turn out to be as statistically dominant as Luka during his first NBA season. Well, I'm not saying that he won't be an all-star or an all-NBA team guy like Luka, because Cade definitely has the talent to achieve those. But all I'm saying is that Luka Doncic already came into the league having more experience playing with mature competition in Europe, which Cade Cunningham just didn't have. And so for now, I think the best thing to do is to find similarities within their games, and if you watch both guys' tapes, you'll see that the way they handle their business on the court, just the way they play, is really comparable. And by looking at those parallels, you can at least have an idea of the things that Cade Cunningham can do at the next level. Well, first, I think the most striking similarity in their games can be seen in their playmaking. playmaking. And most especially in the pick and roll, both guys have already mastered manipulating defenses while using live dribbles on the way to finding open teammates on the floor. Watching Doncic play, you'll see that time and again he's able to put the defender on his backside as he maneuvers through space. Then he surveys the floor as he's trying to look for options. Luka Doncic is just one of the most patient pick and roll ball handlers out there. He just plays at his own pace as he reads the floor, which allows him to either throw the right kind of pass to the screener or dish out a cross-court pass to an open shooter on the other side of the floor. And while Cade Cunningham has also mastered this type of pick and roll playmaking, he already knows how to read and react to defenses, which allows him to time the roll man who's on the way to the rim. And like Doncic, he's also able to use the roll man as sort of a diversion as he dishes out cross-court passes to open shooters on the corners. Well, the thing is, pick and roll ball handlers will always be prone to being trapped by defenders on the side, but point guards with elite vision know how to have their way around these types of things. While Doncic has had to deal with this game in and game out, and he knows how to use these traps to his advantage. His 6'8" frame and his elite court vision allows him to find the open shooter on the other side of the floor whenever he's doubled or even tripled team near the baseline. And similarly enough, while in college, Cunningham has also shown that he knows what to do when defenses are about to trap him. He dribbles even further to the baseline to create a better passing angle, which he uses to dish out a cross-court pass to a waiting teammate. Well, as we know, the pick and roll is probably the most commonly used play in today's NBA, and that is why mastery of this play is going to be essential for any primary ball handler. And this is why even prior to entering the league, Cade Cunningham already projects to be an effective facilitator because of his full command of this certain type of play. And further, you can see how good Cunningham is as a playmaker because of his drive and kick game. Well, we've seen how good Luka Doncic's drive and kick game is time and again in the NBA. Whenever he drives to the basket, he's met by multiple defenders most of the time, and oftentimes, it may look like he has nowhere to go, but he somehow just manages to find open teammates waiting in the pocket. And Cade is able to do this as well. There are a lot of times when defenses totally collapse on him and force him into an awkward position whenever he drives to the basket, but he just knows how to find angles for him to throw kick-out passes to teammates, which isn't the easiest thing to do on the court, especially for a young point guard. Well, the thing is, Cade only averaged 3.5 assists in college, but it's not because he's a bad passer. It's just that he lacked shooting around him, as his Oklahoma State team only ranked number 258 in the entire country in 3-point attempts during the college season. So yeah, overall, I think Cade has the potential to really increase his assist numbers in the NBA, where he'll be surrounded by much better shooting and a more organized NBA type of spacing. And speaking of shooting, that's another area where I think you can find a noticeable similarity in both Cade and Luka's games, as both guys know how to utilize the step-back jumper as a primary offensive weapon. As oversized point guards, both players use their standard crossover package in order to get just the right amount of space and separation for them to be able to hit their step-backs. While watching Luka Doncic, you'll see that his step-back mechanics are already far more advanced, since he already has the ability to just stop at a dime while using his method of accelerating and decelerating to throw defenders off rhythm at the NBA level. Well, Cade has been able to hit those kinds of shots as well in college, although his step-back jumper looks less sophisticated as compared to that of Luka. But the fact that he's able to hit those kinds of shots consistently shows promise for him as a potentially good NBA level shooter. I mean, the NBA's range is different, but still, Cunningham will enter the league as a 40% 3-point shooter. He's basically lights out, and he already knows how to shoot over defenders in one-on-one situations. And if a big playmaker like Doncic has shown that his step-back jumper can be one of the most unguardable shots in the NBA today, I think there's no reason to doubt Cade Cunningham's step back becoming another deadly offensive weapon in the league moving forward. And lastly, I think Cade Cunningham's way of finishing around the rim also looks similar to how Doncic does it. Well, of course, both guys aren't explosive athletes, and so they don't necessarily get to the rim using speed and bounce, but rather by using their size together with some hesitations and crafty dribble moves. Watching Luka, you can see that he uses a combination of his long strides, some Euro steps, together with his amazing body control to finish at the rim despite being challenged by the defense. I mean, he just has the strength and the balance to finish against contact, although he isn't the type of athlete who would jump over you. Overall, according to NBA Advanced Statistics, Doncic generates 1.28 points per possession at the rim this season, which puts him at the 76th percentile of all NBA players. While Cunningham also gets to the rim almost the same way as Doncic, he doesn't have the quickest feet and the best vertical ability to overpower defenders, but he uses some great dribble hesitation moves which allows him to get to the rim with ease. And when he's at the rim, he's able to finish through contact while even being able to get some split second of hang time to get his shot off using his advanced defense, body coordination, and physical strength. Overall, Cade Cunningham has generated 1.33 points per possession at the rim for the entire college season, which puts him in the 82nd percentile among all NCAA Division I players. So as you can see, almost all the things that Cade Cunningham does in offense just screams Luka Doncic all over, whether it be on the playmaking or the scoring end. But I think if there's one area of the game where Cade Cunningham has the definite advantage over Luka, at least coming to the league as a rookie, I think it's on defense. Well, for sure, Luka Doncic isn't really a bad defender like most people make him look like. I mean, it's just that he doesn't have elite lateral quickness or great verticality, which has caused him some problems, most especially during his first couple of seasons. But we've seen how he has developed as a defender over time. He's just improved a lot in terms of making better reads in the passing lanes, or even just having better timing when challenging shots, or when using his strength better when guarding post-ups. Well, I think Cade Cunningham already has much better natural timing and just a better defensive instinct coming to the NBA. He already reads the passing lanes really well, which allows him to disrupt passes, and he's also a solid off-ball defender who can challenge shots out of nowhere. And so, at least to me, it's not really surprising that he's already projected to be a good defender at the NBA level, because aside from being 6'8" and having a 7-foot wingspan, his body type just looks much leaner as compared to Doncic, and that could potentially make it easier for him to get in shape as an effective multi-positional defender moving forward. So, looking at it, Cade Cunningham would probably be one of the most complete rookies to enter the league in a while. I think his playmaking, his scoring, his defense, and just his overall versatility can already help an NBA team win right by the get-go. I mean, I think even if he just averages around 15 points per game as a rookie, that would still be fine because he can just impact the game in a lot of ways. And I think the only question here is that, can he be someone who can carry an NBA franchise in the long run? Well, only time will tell, but if you're someone who's already being compared to Luka Doncic, even without even stepping foot in an NBA court yet, not just because of similarities in your physical profile, but because of your versatile skill set and because of the overall maturity that you have shown as a 19-year-old, then I think you're already on the right track. So what do you guys think is Cade Cunningham's ceiling? Is he really a generational talent just like Luka Doncic? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comment section below, and if you're new to the channel, please do consider subscribing as well. Again, this is Rero Balls, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.